Hello friends, and welcome back to another What's for Dinner video. Today I am sharing 3 dinner ideas, a muffin recipe, and a recipe for chewy snickerdoodle cookies. I hope you enjoy. So at the beginning of the week, our pump for our well broke, so we were without water for a little over 24 hours. It really felt like we were camping, and we were so excited when the plumbers were finally able to come and replace our pump for us. For 2 days we ate takeout, and it felt so good to finally have running water again. I made minestrone soup, which is an absolute family favorite. Everybody loves this soup. I actually made it when we were still without water. As you can see, I had to use our water dispenser that we filled up with jugs, from those 5-gallon jugs from the grocery store. I figured soup was the safest bet because it uses the least amount of dishes. Minestrone soup is loaded with vegetables, beans, and noodles, which is why my kids absolutely love it. I have peeled and chopped 3 carrots, and here I'm chopping 4 stalks of celery. I'm also going to chop 1 zucchini and 1 onion. I also like to add green beans, and I had some in the freezer that I have chopped, so I'm just going to add that to the bowl. And I use small pasta, and I'm going to use the small shell pasta, and you only need about a cup. I am adding some olive oil into a large pot, and I'm going to saute my veggies in about medium heat until they are all softened. While my veggies are cooking, I am going to drain and rinse my kidney beans, and I'm going to open this can of tomato sauce, which I also need. Once all of the veggies are softened, I'm going to add about 2 cloves of garlic, give everything a good stir for about 30 seconds, and then add my 1 can of tomato sauce. I am adding 1 quart of vegetable broth and 4 cups of water. Then my beans go into the pot as well as the pasta. I am seasoning the soup with basil and oregano and some salt and pepper. I'm going to give everything a good stir and bring the soup to a boil. Once the soup is boiling, I'm turning the heat down to low. I'm going to simmer the soup for about 45 minutes on low. I love to serve soup with some kind of bread. Today I'm using this take and bake breadsticks. I just lay them out on a cookie sheet. I will spread some softened butter over them and then season them with Lawry's garlic salt. Then I just bake them at 450 for about 6 minutes. So this is what our dinner looked like. It felt so good to have a homemade meal after 2 days of takeout. As soon as our water was restored, that same evening I baked some muffins. I really missed baking, even though it's only been 2 days. That is really weird, but I do enjoy baking. I am making muffins. I'm making chocolate chip and blueberry, but I am using the same batter. I'm just going to divide it in half. I will post this recipe down below. This recipe is originally for the blueberry muffin. It is so good. These are the most moist blueberry muffins you will ever make. However, I find that I can actually split the batter into two and just make different muffins because I do have a child who does not like blueberry muffins, and I'll just make a couple for him that are chocolate chip. So I placed all of the dry ingredients into the mixing bowl, and I am getting all of the wet ingredients together. I'm just gonna whisk everything together and pour it into the bowl and mix the batter together. I do want to mention that I did double my recipe just because the original recipe makes about 12 standard muffins and my muffin tin is slightly bigger. It's not quite the jumbo muffins, but they are more of the bakery size muffins. For the blueberry muffins, I'm making a topping. This topping is so good. It's just a couple tablespoons of cold butter, some flour, sugar, and cinnamon, and just cut it together with a pastry cutter or a fork, then just sprinkle them onto the muffins. Then you just bake them at 350 for 20 to 23 minutes until the toothpick comes out clean. Mine took a little bit longer just because my muffins are a little bit bigger. The next day we made beef and broccoli bowls. Instead of sliced beef like stir-fry beef, I am using ground beef today. First, I'm steaming some broccoli. I'm doing some broccoli for the side because my kids really like steamed broccoli. I just steam it for about 6 minutes and then toss it with some salt, butter, pepper, and garlic salt. The next batch of broccoli I am steaming is going to go into the actual recipe, and I'm only steaming this one for about 3 minutes. I am preheating a large skillet. I'm adding some avocado oil and about a tablespoon of sesame oil, and I'm using 2 pounds of ground beef. I am just going to season it with salt and pepper, and I will cook the beef until it is cooked through. While the beef is finishing cooking, I am cooking some rice. I'm using 2 cups of rice, and the rice I love to use is this Trader Joe's Jasmine rice. It is my absolute favorite because it turns out perfectly every single time. You just need 4 cups of water, 2 cups of rice, and of course you can half that if you don't need that much. I use 2 teaspoons of salt and 2 tablespoons of butter. Once the meat is cooked through, I'm just adding some green onions. I'm going to add the steamed broccoli. I'm going to toss it for a few seconds, and then I'm going to add the teriyaki sauce. And the teriyaki sauce is the sauce that I'm using from Trader Joe's. It is really good. It's not overpowering. It's just the right flavor. So this is what dinner looked like. For dessert, I decided to make snickerdoodle cookies, and I didn't have any softened butter on hand because I rarely plan these things. I just see if I have time to bake and I'll bake something. I'm softening the butter in the microwave for a few seconds. I'm going to cream the butter and sugar together. Once the butter and sugar have been creamed, I'm going to add the rest of the wet ingredients, the eggs and the vanilla. I will make sure and link this recipe down below for you. These were really good. My kids declared these cookies their new favorite cookies. I am adding flour, baking soda, and some cream of tartar. To prevent a big poof of flour, I like to pulse the mixer just for a few seconds until it is a little bit combined, and then I let it go. Snickerdoodle cookies are rolled in a cinnamon sugar, so that's what I'm doing now. I'm just mixing some cinnamon and sugar together, and then I'm just going to scoop out the cookies with my little cookie scooper, and then I'm going to roll them all in the cinnamon sugar. I bake these at 350 for about 11 minutes. The next day I made Mississippi pot roast. This was my first time making this and it was so good. We will be definitely adding this to our recipe rotation. I am lining my slow cooker with these liners to help with cleanup. I am using about a 3-pound roast. I'm just popping that right in. I think next time I will split it up into chunks to cook a little faster. I'm sprinkling some au jus packet and a ranch packet. I'm adding some pepperoncinis on top and about a half a cup of butter chunked up that just goes right on top. Then I cook this on low heat for 10 hours. For the side, I am roasting some veggies. I'm just chopping up some mushrooms, zucchini, red onion, and a bell pepper. I am tossing the veggies with some avocado oil, salt, pepper, paprika, and garlic powder. I will be serving the roast over mashed potatoes. I am just peeling some large russet potatoes. I'm using 4, but we really could have just went with 3 because these are huge. I am peeling them and I'm going to chunk them up and put them in a pot and boil them in some salted water. I am roasting the veggies at 400 for about 25 to 30 minutes. Once my potatoes have finished cooking, I drain them and I'm transferring them into the stand mixer. I do not mash by hand. I do not have the arm strength for that. I am also adding 1 cubed stick of butter, some pepper, and some garlic salt. I scrape the bowl often to make sure I mix everything together and there are no chunks. Once the potatoes have been whipped and there are no large chunks, I'm going to start adding about 1 cup of hot milk. Well, this is what dinner looked like. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and got some ideas. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all in my next video.